Hello and welcome back to Here We Tow. Today I'm at Camper UK in Lincoln and I'm here to review this. It's the LAIKA H3119 Ecovip. LAIKA is an Italian manufacturer and they have three standards of model. We start with the Cosmo, then the Ecovip and then Krios at the top. So we're middle of the range, but it is worth mentioning that LAIKA is a premium Italian manufacturer. Now the H3119, this is an integrated or A-class motorhome, as you can see, and I'm going to go first of all through some facts and figures. So let's start with the length. This motorhome, it's 6.99 metres long, it's 2.25 metres wide, and it's 2.96 metres high. It is based on the Fiat Ducato. Now standard, it would come with 140 horsepower and a 2.2 litre diesel engine. This one here at Camper UK has 180 horsepower and it's also got the automatic transmission as opposed to the standard manual. The Ecovip, the H3119, it actually comes as a 3.5 tonne motorhome, although again this one here at Camper UK has been upplated to 4,400 kilos or 4.4 tonnes, and it's going to give you a massive payload of over 1,000 kilograms. Prices on the H3119 actually start at £101,000, although this one here is really well spec'd and it's coming in at just under 119,000. Right, those are all important facts and figures. Let's take a look around the outside and then dive inside and see what we're getting internally. So LAIKA, these come standard as white with black decals, and on this integrated or A-class motorhome, got this nice, great big panoramic windscreen and windows. The mirrors are in the black paint finish, and then at the front we've got the LAIKA badge, and I do like these LAIKA headlamps and the LED lights down here as well. That's the front on the Fiat. Let's move down the off side of the motorhome. So as we come down, now this one does have the chassis pack fitted and it's also got the Da Vinci pack, along with many other extras which I'll point out as we go. We are getting the alloy wheels. This is a little storage compartment here because the LAIKA, it does have the double floor. It's got the heated double floor. We can see in there and you can actually access that internally. We'll see that as we go inside. Coming down, now this is a right-hand drive vehicle, although it is an Italian manufacturer, it comes into the UK as right-hand drive. So this is our driver's side. We've got these little sliding windows. And the reason these slide as opposed to opening out is because the habitation door is actually going to come across here. So it stops you hitting that window onto the door. So we've got the sliding window. And then we've got this really long wind out two-lay canopy that we can see here in the nice black finish. That complements the decals nicely. We do get an awning light above our habitation door. There's the long electric step as well. That's a really good size electric step there. And then we've got another locker box here. That's into our toilet for our cassette. Coming down, the electric hookup point here. And then we're getting a huge garage. Now, you'll see when we go inside the layout on this motorhome, but because it is the longitudinal beds, we're benefiting from the absolutely massive garage on the LAIKA H3119. There is a light strip in here as well for illumination. We've got this nice finish on the floor that we can see, and then some storage compartments, the wastewater, a plug socket, and the garage is heated as well from the Truma air-blown heating. I've mentioned there the wastewater. In terms of water, this motorhome has a 120 litre freshwater tank and a 100 litre grey waste water tank. Right, let's close this up. What I do like as well is these struts here. So when you open it, it doesn't get blown out of your hand and hit against the side of the motorhome. These are strong struts on there. So we'll close that up. So that was the garage. Great if you've got e-bikes or bits and pieces to put in there. Let's move round to the rear. I really like a LAIKA back end, and this one on the Ecovip model is brilliant. Look at this. So up here we've got the double reversing camera. That's an additional optional extra on this one here at Camper UK. Then we've got the big LAIKA logo. We've got the logo here as well. It mentions Ecovip, and then these LED lights. I really like this light bar here that you can see. And on a night, this when it illuminates, it is a brilliant finish on it. So that's the back end. The near side, I can't get down there to show you, but we are getting the external barbecue point. We've got the water filler for the fresh water tank, And we also have storage for two 11-kilo gas bottles. The good thing with the European motorhomes, because they do off-grid quite a lot and the lights go away for a long time, they'll always give you a generous storage compartment for the gas. So that is the exterior of the H3119. Up on the roof on this one, we are also getting solar panels as well. So that's what we're going to find up there. Okay, what we'll do next is we'll venture inside and have a look at this layout. So come on, let's go inside. So inside the habitation door, we've got this nice chrome bar, so we can get hold of that to climb in. There's also another bar just inside the door. We are getting the bin here as well, and we do have blinds on this window. We do get fly screens and blinds throughout the motorhome. Okay, let's venture in. So as we go in, what I'll show you first of all is when I mentioned outside about the little storage compartment, you can actually access this here. And don't know if you can see, there's a nice little light inside here as well. So it's an illuminated little under storage there. Right, I'll let you step in and we'll start up here in the cab. So up in the cab, now on this LAIKA, this H3119, this is a 4-berth model and it does have 4 travel seats as well. Now on this, it's got the Firenze leatherette upholstery. We've got the LAIKA badge embossed there. And what you can find on these integrated or A-class motorhomes, what you find is you get this amazing panoramic view. I really like an A-class motorhome. Never owned one, but I do really like them simply because when you are travelling, if you're going on a tour somewhere, it's a really nice journey as well. Now all these windows, they do have blinds and fly screens as well on the windows. They do have blinds all the way around. So up in the cab, we've got our infotainment system here, the satellite navigation, there's obviously the reversing cameras at the back that you can view up in the front. This one's got the automatic, and there's plenty of cup holders in here as well. There's cup holders at the bottom and also up there. There's the USB as well and the 12-volt plug-in. So that is the front area. These seats make up, if you were using this as a lounge for up to 6 people, these are 2 of your seats. Then you've got this little bench seat here, and then the wraparound as well. This is a very good size lounge. As I move through with the review, I'll mention something that I've sort of noticed. Now this motorhome is 6.99 metres, so it's under 7 metres. It feels a lot bigger, but there's a compromise that's quite interesting. But if you want habitation space here, you have got it. This is an excellent size lounge area. The table, now it's interesting, the table, it doesn't fold out, it's a fixed circular table. So if there are a few of you, you're going to have to shuffle around it. Personally, would I have liked one that folded out? Maybe, but it's interesting because it does give you the space around it. So that's interesting, we've got a fixed round table. Right, I'll stand up. So as I stand up, let's start with these lockers. So there's a number of lockers all the way around here in the front of the motorhome. I'll just come and open this one so we can see in it. There we go. And if you can see in there, there's a really good height and depth that you can see in these cupboards. And that gives you an idea of the finish in those. I'll just close this one up. As we come down the walls have got this board to finish them. Now, there's no nets or curtains. Many manufacturers have gone away from that now. So you just get sort of the clean finish of them, as you can see there. Moving back, as I mentioned, this is 4-berth. Now, with the integrated motorhomes, what you often get is this drop-down bed above the cab, and that's what you're getting here. This is a good size. It's 190 centimetres long. It's 145 centimetres wide. So you pull this down, attach your ladder, and that's 2 berths up there. So that's that. What we'll do is I'm going to move around and show you this control panel as well as I go. So moving around, I mentioned it's got Truma heating. So your control for your heating and your hot water is here on the Truma panel. Then you've got the control for the LAIKA itself. This is where it's going to tell you basically the systems on your motorhome, your water levels, your battery levels, and you can operate your lights and your water pump from this panel. There's also up here the television points. You've got your aerial, a USB, and then we've got the bracket here for the television to go on. And I'd like as well this sort of illumination on this side wall. Then coming down, there's the light switches for the motorhome, and this is where you're going to control your electric step as well from when we came in. Okay, I'm now going to make my way sort of back into now the kitchen space. So as I come through, we do have a sunroof in the roof here. We've got the 2 light strips, and then we come down to what I would call the kitchen space on the near side. Now, when I mentioned earlier about a compromise, this to me is the compromise because, as I say, a 7-metre motorhome, it's got a huge lounge, it's got really good sized beds that we're going to see, but this is where it seems to lack some space. And I appreciate you've got a table there, but you haven't got much else here. And interestingly, we've got 2 sinks. Now, I'm not sure whether people would use the 2 sinks, but we've got them. So we'll put those back. So this is going to be a choice between which one's your worktop space and which one you're using as your actual sink. And then coming across, we've got the Thetford. Now on here, there's 3 gas burners. European motorhomes, it's very unusual to get an electric hob. Some of them now are using induction hobs, but it's very rare you get an electric hot plate like you would on a UK manufacturer. And then this is the dual oven and grill. This works off gas as well. So that's where you're going to be doing your cooking. And then under here, these are quite interesting, these little catches. I don't know if you noticed that, but when you push them, they like have a little flick up mechanism. So we've got under there just a little storage cupboard. I think the gas bottles are potentially under here, so that's probably why we've lost some space there. And then under here, I like this feature. We pull this out, we've got our cutlery tray here, and then some storage just down there. And then I'll close this up, and up here we've got another cupboard. There we go. I discovered when I had a LAIKA Cosmo in Italy, you may have watched that content, trying to work out the pushing of these cupboards. It took me a few goes. There is a knack to them. We've got a good storage cupboard there, and then there's a shelf there. If you're smaller like me, you may struggle just to reach up there. I'll close that down. And then under here, there's an extractor for when you're cooking. And we have got the light switches, and there is also a plug socket just there. So you could put a kettle, coffee maker or toaster onto there. So that's that part of the kitchen. And then we move across to the tower fridge and freezer. So this is a Thetford 142 litre. This is probably one of my favourite fridges and freezers, to be fair. Got a lot of experience with it myself. You can get loads in here. Talking from experience, you can get plenty in there. There's a reasonable sized freezer compartment as well. This is a very efficient gas and electric fridge freezer. It is absorption, so if you're on electric hookup, it'll run off the electric hookup. If you're off grid, it runs off the gas. A really good tried and tested tower fridge freezer. And then there's a storage cupboard up here. This is a very good size as well, because we don't have a massive amount of storage in this kitchen space, and that's why to me this is the only compromise. So there it is, that's the kitchen. Then we move through on the flooring, and as I say, this is the double floor. There's various little storage parts under the floor. I like this darker wood. It finishes it off nicely. It does look quite expensive. I like the feel to it. Now as we move back, there's another sunroof just here in the centre of the motorhome, and then we come back into the bedroom. Now I'll just show you this before I clamber up. This is a pull-out step here, so you can pull this one out, and the storage under this one, and the storage under this one as well. So 2 compartments. I'll show you the rest of the storage in a minute. I'll just climb up first of all. Now back here, the H3119 layout is the longitudinal bed. So you can use these in different ways. Now, size-wise, this bed here on the off side, this one is 193 centimetres by 82 centimetres wide. Then you do get this centre part here, and then you move over onto the near side bed. This one is 191 centimetres long, so just 2 centimetres shorter, and again 82 centimetres wide. So these are long and good size longitudinal beds for the size of the motorhome. Now, what you can do is you will get a cushion which will go on here to make this, I believe, to make this a larger double. So you can use this as a larger bed. It's also worth noting, if you are a tall person, there is a cut off here on this mattress on this side. So it is going to taper where your feet are. But yeah, good size single beds. And what I do like as well, because sometimes longitudinal beds, the cupboards can be quite low, and you can have your head a little bit near to them. That's not the case on this, because it's an integrated motorhome. It's got the height as well, and we've got the shorter cupboard. So I like the amount of space here. I'll just shuffle back and operate the, there we go, operate the cupboard. Now, this is nice. I don't know if you can see here. There's like a pattern on the back on that part there. I don't know if you can see it there. And it's also carried on this wood here. So that's a nice little touch. It's like a patterned wood. Now, there's a couple of cupboards, as you can see there, and then also on the side. So plenty of space for clothing and bits there. You do get these lights as well. We've got a light on each side. And for charging gadgets and iPads, now I do like this. If you can just see above me there, there's one of these on each side. So you've got a charger, Type-C and a USB on there, and on that side as well. And because this is cut away like a little alcove, you can put obviously your bits and pieces. You could also put a cup of tea or something there on a morning. So I do quite like that. And then the windows, again, they've got the blinds, they've got the fly screens, and we've got these little sort of drop-down nets. I don't think you'd probably use them the more for finishing, but it's nice. It softens it up a little bit. Sunroof here as well for ventilation, and the strip light. Right, what I'll do is I will hop down, and I'm just going to give you a little look at the storage under these beds, because it is quite good. So let me venture down. There we go. Right, bob that away. Now, first of all, this is a bit different. I'll come out of the way here. This is like a pull-out rack. Now, I think maybe instead of clothes, you could probably use that for some of your kitchen bits, but it depends whether you want to put your kitchen stuff in your bedroom. I think that's a personal choice. And then under here, there's like a wardrobe. I'll let you go and have a look under there. So again, we've got some hanging space, a little shelf as well. So there's plenty of room for your clothes in there. So as well as the lockers, obviously around here, the storage under these beds. And these have got these nice little catches as well. What we'll do next is we'll go and have a look in this washroom. Now I just want to pull this door across and show you this. So this door does actually close all the way across here. So on a night time, you can separate the front of the motorhome from the rear here. The only thing with that is once you've got that door open, you're sort of just leaving your bathroom open, if that makes sense. And I'm not sure everybody would want to do that, but that does close across there. And it also means we can get a much better view into the washroom. So what I'll do is I'll just venture in. First of all, let me step in. It is an all-in-one. Again, that's sometimes a compromise. It's a 7-metre motorhome. For what they've put in here, it's a fantastic use of the space. We've got the Thetford swivel toilet. That's the window that we saw outside. You do get a blind and a fly screen, so you have got privacy. You'd either have to pull that closed every time you went to the loo, or leave it up. So yeah, or buy some frosting for that one. Then we've got the mirrored cabinet. I'll just give that a push. There we go. So that's like on a magnet, so it's quite, you just got to give it a little pull. I don't know whether you can see in there, but plenty of room for bits and pieces. There isn't the bar to secure items when you're travelling, so you just have to be careful when you open that after you've been on the road. Nice illumination all the way around. We've got a bar here to hang our towels, and then there is a small sunroof for ventilation in the washroom. Now coming round, so we've seen the Thetford toilet, and then we get the sink. Now what I do like, we've got our swivel tap. This is a really good sized sink, plenty of room, and no intrusion from a cabinet coming out, so easily usable to wash your face or what have you. Good sized mirror. And then we've got our toothbrush and soap holders, and under here, I'll just step out a little bit, under here there's a cabinet there, as you can see, for more toiletries, a toilet roll holder. So you would have to open your little cabinet to use that. And then you can see the shower head. And I'll show you how this works in a second. So the shower head is here. We can see that there's plugs in the flooring, and there is this shower curtain. So what you do to shower, I'll just step back in, is you push, I don't know if you can see here, you push this plastic tab in here and then pull this screen across. So, and then it opens into the secret shower compartment. I'll put that across there, and then it gives you this shower compartment. good size. There is like a little bit of space here to put your shower gels all the way down there. But yeah, a good size shower cubicle. And I do shower in the motorhome as well, so I like to see that it's actually a usable space. So yeah, no problem at all. As you can see, the height as well, if you were a taller person, and room around us. Right, let me close that up. So there we go. I'll bob that back so you can see how that works. So literally you just push this across and it clicks back into place. The plastic comes across and that is it. You've got your shower room back like that. Right, and here you can hang some towels on these rails. I'll just close that up. There we go. Right, let me move back up here and we'll have a little summary. So that is the LAIKA H3119 Ecovip. There's other layouts in the range. I'll put a link down there as always. This one is well specced up at Camper UK. They have uprated the weight. They've added the Da Vinci pack, the chassis pack, the solar on the roof, the various things they have put on this one. For a just under 7 metre motorhome, there's plenty of space. And this is why it's quite an interesting one, because I've owned a 7 metre motorhome before and this feels a lot more spacious. This lounge is huge, but the compromise is the kitchen is small. So if that's important to you, that's one thing to consider. And the washroom is a shower and washroom all in one. Otherwise, if they're not compromises for you, this is a really nice layout. And as I say, Ecovip, it is their sort of mid-range from that premium manufacturer LAIKA. There we go. I'll put all the links down there so you can have a look at all the LAIKA range and obviously what else Camper UK have here as well. They're also a dealership for Bursner, Cartago, and they have lots of used stock as well, so do have a look. Right, thank you to Camper UK who have let me come and film a review here today. That's appreciated. So as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.